Alright, so we're starting right about now. So hey, welcome. Today the goal is to analyze the set between me versus Sneerful. We played on the last Devil's Landing. As you could have seen, Jago versus Kim. I believe that's a really great set, that's a really interesting set, and there are plenty of things that could have gone differently. And it's an interesting matchup. I have no clue who wins that matchup. I haven't played it that much, and it might be why it's so interesting. As you can clearly see in the intro right here, yeah, the connection between us isn't always the best, but for this Devil's Landing it's not that great. Alright, Sneerful with his short combo to get a dragon, which allows him to have dragon cancels, which are, I believe, the scariest element of this matchup, as it kinda messes with how I like to play, with a lot of shadow counters and such. Because as you can clearly see, the dragon dance, I believe that was a heavy one. Yeah, he can dragon cancel before the second hit, making my shadow counter attempts with. Here I'm sadly a bit too scared to go for second light DP, and because Kim Woo doesn't have the biggest model, yeah, I have a drop. A lot of patience on Sneerful's end, and this is a really weird interaction. I don't know why this works like that, but I'll take it. Yeah, I have to salute to, not being scared to just DP again, especially when Kim Woo requires meter to do that. Maybe not DP, but reversal. But now that I think of it, DP suits her with the dragon motif and so on. Yeah, Jago can't really use his fireballs at long range. I believe the best way to use it, and it's probably a knowledge which Shoto players discovered from like ancient times. The best way to use fireball is right outside of standing heavy punches range, or maybe even in standing heavy punches range, because it makes me control space so that if Sneerful decides to do some, let's say he wants to cover space with overhead, I can work with that. And as you can see here, I opened him up with this random wind kick, and I think that's honestly the thing that I haven't done more, because we will be able to see that he opens me up a lot of time with his overhead. And as much as I'd like to punish those overheads with DP every time, it's not that hard if you go to lab, but in game I'm not playing this matchup nearly enough to be able to do that. Also, I should have DP'd as anti-air a lot of times in this set, but those will be unpresent. Those won't be present here. A pretty similar start to the previous game, tries to get a dragon ASAP. Yeah, button into overhead. Yeah, what I was talking about. Covering space with this overhead. Alright, welcome to plus 20, plus 22, I think? World. Oh, here, yeah. You could see her animation was already starting, so I guess Sneerful must have been at least a bit annoyed, and I was able to capitalize on this anger and work out a counter breaker in there. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cover space with those wind kicks and fireballs. Oh, here actually there are like 2 mistakes from on my end. I think I should have either gone for the damage ender immediately after the reset, or after wall splat I should have done 2 fireballs. Here is really, yeah, scary place to be with, especially when Sneerful has 2 dragons, because he can every time do dragon kick into dragon cancel. Sure, I can jab him out of that, but it makes me wary and scared. A pretty similar end to what happened previously.
I'm afraid your path ends here.
Overall, something I noticed on my end is that in this particular set I was really bad with openers, especially after failed counter breaker attempts. I often do like crouch light kick into wind kick instead of what should have been heavy into shadow. But well, that's what playing on Devil's Landing causes to people. Also, I believe I played Fast to 7 with Sneerful in the last half a year. I don't remember when correctly. And I lost, I believe, something like 7-5. So, hey, I was pretty happy with winning. But spoiler alert, this will be the last win before a huge series of wins on Sneerful's end. So I was pretty scared, and you can see it in my game. Oh, reset attempt? But I was mashing DP, but I didn't get it, so it ended up on some weird... Oh, I'm curious if he could have cancelled into DP on whiff here in that situation just before. Cool combo. Yeah. He had good idea, he did it a bit too late. And as you could have seen, yeah, I should have extended this combo, and I previously should have gone for a big, more damage in opener. Great shadow counter attempt. I didn't know she could do that even. Moreover, shadow counter in this matchup is scary because yeah, if she does the medium, let's call it her medium trait, she can like whiff cancel into DP. And if I shadow counter button into overhead, she low profiles me. Oh yeah, Sneerful was really mad about me just, you know, going for DPs during his combos. Good parry. Yeah, you might have seen I tried to jab him out, but wasn't fast enough. I believe later I'm a bit better with that. Oh, here I'm not used to actually getting any hits with charged fireball in neutral, so I didn't know that I could actually convert it. Alright, you have to admit that's pretty smart on my end. I was pretty happy with that. And Sneerful died because he was a bit scared. I believe he could have broken that heavy, but on the other hand, I have respect for, you know, toughing it out. I believe, yeah, because now the spree on Sneerful's end will be coming up. And what's basically is my doom here, and what I haven't been able to adapt to, is Sneer's plus frame game, let's call it like this. So oftentimes there will be a situation where he does button into medium dragon dance, which is +2 on block, and he will, just throw in a button afterwards. And I was mashing or something, so I'll try to, look for that right now, but let's see what happens. Right, I'm not patient enough. This one is actually -2, so props to Sneerful for blocking that out. Missed break on my end. Yeah, another terrible opener. I should have done double roundhouse into 2 fireballs. Oh, that looked funny. A bad ender, but good optimization on lockouts on my end. Yeah, using fireballs. I really like that use of fireball. I'm happy I figured it out like 4 years after I started playing the game. And yeah, that's the situation. I believe that if I block... Damn. If I block her DP into Dragon Cancel, there is like maybe 15% probability of 15% chances of me actually winning that. And by winning, I mean not getting opened up. Yeah, as I was talking previously, +2, and I was pressing something, and Sneerful just jabbed me out with crouch light kick. Not the smartest idea on my end. Oh, this should have been shadow countered, and I believe Sneerful could have parried here, but... Oh, I don't know if I tried to actually fireball here or if I wanted to DP, but you could have noticed I tried to break the manual after the shadow, and I got it too late. Hence, the lockout notification showed up during his ultra. Right, I hope everyone has something to drink, because I forgot actually. That's the second time I'm recording this big commentary to this set, or commentary if you want to call it like that. I believe analysis is way too big of a word for this endeavor, because I can't stop the game. I have to go with the flow, as it's really hard to record desktop on laptops. Alright. Let's see what this game has to show us. Plus, yeah, I wasn't blocking enough, and he just continued his pressure. Alright, blocked low, that's a good start. Maybe what I should have done is wind kick after those +2s to contest lows. Oh, I believe that's a set drop, and yeah, another case of me messing up on openers. I'm really curious about this trait. Is it worth it to like lose those 6% for a dragon? I don't know, but shoutouts to Sneer for jabbing me out of my fireball cancels or dash cancels on my fireballs. Yeah, finally got a Shadow counter here, good optimization on the combo, and 52%. Projectile war. Yeah, I got impatient. Alright, that's cool. That's going into highlights later on. Yeah, you have to be wary here. Heavy punch into 2 fireballs at max range is +1 for me, so yeah, just abusing that. I could have confirmed that fireball. I could have confirmed that fireball with Shadow Wind Kick, but then Sneerful gets impatient and does his I don't remember the name of the move, equivalent of Shadow Laser Sword, which I punish with Shadow Wind Kick. Later on, I went for a pretty big read with Counter Breaker. I think it's better to lose trying to get those reads than regret it later. Like, I'm not going to regret ever going for a Shadow Counter and missing the read. I think the second option, you know, the alternative is much worse. The regret of not doing it. But yeah, for now, on my end, anti-airs and the better openers. On Sneerful's end, I think he's sometimes doing wrong enders. I think, from what I remember of this set, he sometimes does level 4 into not damage, and by damage I mean Shadow DP. And I think doing Shadow DP in combos as an ender is a fantastic idea, as just the raw damage it adds by itself. Oh, I could have linked Crouch Light Kick or even Close Medium Kick after that fireball, but well, wasn't good enough for that. Wait, Shadow Counter goes for damage ender. Yeah, that's good. Oh. Oh, that's some goofy mistake on my end. Yeah, I still think that trade is alright. Because him having a dragon is much more threatening than me taking out like 6%. It's up to you to decide, but that's what I think about that. Good Shadow Counter, and previously I wasn't fast enough to like DP him in air, so he was able to dragon cancel away. Oh, gets a bit choppy. Alright. Yeah, and another case of a bad opener. Something I have to work on later on. Block the overhead, that's a good start. And on the other end of the spectrum, Sneerful representing good openers. Yeah. It was a bit choppy, so let's not talk about mistakes of not, you know, getting more health. Happens, let's just leave it like that. Oh, that's a great way to punish me on my, let's say, attempt to Shadow Counter. That's also why I think Shadow Counters on Jago's end are so scary, especially when she has dragons. Being able to just cancel the moves, Dragon cancel the second hit of her double roundhouses can definitely lead to some terrifying results. And also she's able to do Dragon Cannon to bait Shadow counters, and also she's able to low profile my Shadow counter with her overhead. Yeah, Shadow counters as Jago is not the greatest idea here. Frankly speaking, until this week, I thought that her double roundhouses are command normals, but turns out those are all with an overhead, just different variations of Dragon Dance. Previously, Sneerful went for a read with parry, but I was too scared to actually capitalize on his wrong read. I believe it's second time he breaks my Jago with heavy laser sword. Oh, that's a bad scenario and big punishment for that. Another one of those. Yeah, what I was talking about. And as he had Dragon previously, he was able to open up after the parry. However, he dropped the combo and I jabbed him out. So less of that on his end. Yeah, another one of those resets. This one goes on. And here, check this out. He has 2 bars of meter. He should have gone for like a shadow afterwards. And I'd have half the health I have now. Alright, I'm not able to convert, to add more damage. Here I decide that, alright, I'm building so much meter with those 2 fireballs that I'd rather spend 1 bar on chip. I should have decided to do that a bit earlier, but well, what can you do? This move, I believe it's jump medium punch, is really interesting. You can cross up with that. And frankly, oh yeah, as you can see here. And frankly speaking, I had no idea Kim even has that move. Good attempt of reset, but wrong move to do that with. So I'm kind of surprised. Decides to cash out early, hence I survive. That's a pretty weird read on my end. I thought that maybe Sneer was about to Dragon cancel or Dragon dash if you want in air and do his jump heavy whatever button on me. That was unnecessary read on my end. Or maybe a panic option, and that cost me a game. Oh, and if you're screaming about me not breaking enough, well, sod off. I play how I want, and I believe there's merit to that. Well, I shouldn't say that, because at DL I'm like 1-4, so 20% success rate. But hey, maybe I'm just bad. I don't think that me breaking more often would help with that. Or maybe it would, but I regret to acknowledge that. That's more honest. Alright, this fake pressure, but standing medium punch into fireball, into another one of those. It's a good way to kind of pressure people. And yeah, Sneer 27% of his overhead. Overhead hit me again. plus frames, getting job done, 27. Oh, he got actually 27 twice. I believe those were heavy, so I could have shadow countered that. Oh, that's a hard read. And here I messed up like 2 times. Both of those set of doubles were supposed to be actually manuals. But what can you do? Oh, I don't like this decision. He should, if he wants to spend meter, just do opener button into shadow dragon kick. And this would kill for certain. Sure, it turns out okay. Now as we look at it, oh, a good ant here. I believe the one and only in this set. Oh, sorry, someone is nagging me on my phone, so... Big unprofessional, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, I still believe that's what... Alright, jump into shadow isn't worth it. Oh, that's a good way to punish it. Finally, he represented the option. Yeah, that's a correct response. Right, gas break on the light. But me doing the light was kind of, I don't know. I should have DP'd here. No doubt about that. Oh, gas break. Or maybe he tried to throw attack. Yeah, finally I am able to punish. I miss the end on this, and I'm more or less certain that I tried to go for like low into overhead block, but he did shadow DP into cancel into overhead, and that caught me off guard. That's why I'm saying like plus 20 something. I'm pretty much guessing the probability isn't on my side. Happens. What's this called? 5-3, alright. Now that I look at it, some of those games were pretty close. So it's not that I'm, getting full-on bodied. Well, it depends on what's your definition of getting bodied. Right, controlling space with buttons. +2. Yeah, I'm catching Sneerful pretty often on this. And he's letting me get away with Shadow Laser Sword despite 3 last hits of that being breakable. Oh, a big mistake on my end. I should have done button into Heavy Laser Sword. And this damage, this combo here, is free. Yeah, I just lost 53% for nothing. And this tech is pretty cool. I have forgotten about this completely, and it works only on Jago, as commentators, I believe Frank mentioned that. That's a pretty weird way to end here, but hey, it works, so. But still, this one mistake on button into laser sword cost me so much. That's something you have to consider. Another terrible opener. Yeah, Sneerful doesn't decide to do his reversal, probably because he has his he doesn't have his dragon. Good reaction on Fireball. Yeah, that's total waste. Again, that's a big mistake, and he punishes me for that. Low into overhead. That's really nasty. And I am not fast enough to work against that. To work with that. To defend against it, whatever phrasing you want, guys. So we have this one mistake of button into light laser, so it cost me that much. I don't know what happened previously because I'm recording the second time, but for some reason, despite me having a bit of a prologue to the commentary before the set even began, my commentate, the audio file I recorded with Audacity was shorter than this set, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Oh, and if you hear a dog, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I had my window open. Inviting the virus into the house. Last two, I backdash that. Good reaction, gets the free dragon. Doesn't really capitalize on the wall splat. This should have been an anti-air, but well, what can you do? Yeah, I believe I'll have mediums just to make sure that it kills. Sneerful could have broken that, but he decided not to. I don't know if he's trying to break less because he's playing against me, or if I represented counter breakers too often. Well, it's on him. Good stuff, and gas break on my end. Yeah, that's probably a mix of... Alright, here I did a big mistake, because of course he's going to do, plus 22 move, and with me having 15% success rate on, actually getting out of this situation, I should have done... If I decided to go with this weird cancel... Oh, I blame a bit of, lag, but he didn't land fast enough. But hey, it might be just me being bad. I should have done, so it was heavy DP into instinct. Oh yeah, that's some, fireball cancel bullshit he has to deal with. That's really hard to block if you're not aware. Previously he was pretty good at, just challenging me with crouch kicks to make sure that I'm not doing that too often. But this time, maybe because of huge life deficit, he didn't want to risk getting killed. But yeah, regarding this weird, let's call it stylish option, I should have done, let's say, if I wanted to really force it, maybe, I had a counter breaker, I did the optimal 1 bar. Later I maybe should have done heavy DP into instinct cancel, 2 charged up fireballs, manual 2 fireballs, and finish it off with shadow DP. I would get 6% of life and probably take like, I don't know, 5 more than if I ended the combo normally. Probably even more, maybe like 8%. Well, if you have 8% of more damage to 6% of what I recover, that's like 14. And 14, but it's alright. Oh, I remember, like, Sneerful was so mad at me because I was... Oh, I disagree with this option. He should have just went for damage. Level 4, you do damage. That's how it works. I'm finally able to convert. Yeah, I DP him again. Jump again from danger. That's a good response. Pop instinct on your wake ups, kids. Just do it. Oh, that's a pretty big read. And that's the saddest. And, you know, close medium kick gets eaten by the rollback god. But yeah, I was doing pretty way too much DPs on defense, and not even on defense, maybe being comboed, and I should have stabbed this. That's like what, 73? Yeah, that's a big mistake. Another huge mistake. I shouldn't do. Oh, I'm pretty sad about this shadow counter. But regarding previous things, if I am on wake up, no, if I have a scramble, I shouldn't do anything. That Kim can just punish on reaction on screen freeze with parry, and that was a huge mistake. Me panicking killed me in this last game, and yeah, we're 7-4. Thank you all for watching. If you have any suggestions, just hit me up on Discord or write anything in comments under this video. But hey, if you wasted your time here, thank you very much, and see you guys later.